Are you trying to figure out if local, regional, or over the road trucking is best for you? Well, I've done all three, and I'm going to tell you all the differences between them, and I'm going to tell you why I decided to stay local. Okay, so the first option is local. When you're a local driver, you're home every single night. Well, unless you're working the night shift, then you'd be home every single day. And most likely, you're going to stay within 150 miles of your home terminal. This means you'll have a work life balance and no lonely nights out on the road. You'll have time to spend with your family and your friends every day. Now, local isn't all fun and games. You may have to deal with a lot of city driving, a lot of stop and go traffic, a lot of tight turns. It can be very stressful dealing with all of that on a daily basis. You could do something like what I do, where I just do a round trip to the same place 3 times a day, which that could get boring very quickly. All of the tight turns, heavy traffic, frequent stops, they could really take a toll on you. Now, as far as the pay goes, they usually get paid a little bit less than regional and over the road drivers will make. There's three different ways that you could be paid as a local driver. You could be paid cents per mile, you could be like me, getting paid hourly, or you could even get a percentage of the load. With all that said, you can still make a decent salary as a local truck driver. The silver lining to all this is that it's more predictable work, which means that you can plan your life a whole lot better. Next is regional. Regional drivers tend to get paid more and run a lot longer than local drivers do, but not as much as over the road drivers. Regional drivers tend to run more miles and get paid more than local drivers do, but they aren't out as long as over the road drivers are. You stay pretty much within 800 miles of your hometown. So usually you're on the road for a few days at a time or even up to a week. Now, you might not be out on the road for as many nights as maybe an OTR driver, but it can still take a toll on you and your family. Most regional drivers can take their trucks home on the weekends or during the week whenever the 34-hour reset is and spend their 34 at home. What's nice about that is that you can either park it at your truck if that's allowed, or you can park it at a nearby truck stop and then you only have to drive a few minutes to get home. When I was a regional driver, I used to park my truck at somebody else's lot and I paid them about $50 a month to park there. Now, with me having a family, I found regional to be a better option than over the road because I got to get home a lot more often to see my family. Being a regional driver means you'll be doing a lot more miles every day, mainly highway miles. You're typically picking up a load every day or two and delivering it, every day or two. So, one thing about regional as opposed to local is that you have to find parking every night. A couple of places you could park at is either a truck stop or a rest area. Parking at a truck stop has its perks, like it has a hot shower, it has food, it is pretty safe. But these days it can be very difficult to find a spot at a truck stop if you're out anytime after about like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, parking at a rest area can be more beneficial because it's right off the highway, and a lot more times than often there's a spot there that you can park at. Finding parking at the end of the day is one of the most difficult challenges a trucker can face. A reason why regional could be a better option is that you get to see more of the country, and you typically get paid more per mile. Lastly, there's over the road trucking, or OTR. OTR drivers typically run coast to coast and make the most money. The thing about OTR though is that you could be going for multiple weeks or even months at a time. You could be in Florida and pick up a load going up to Washington. You could be in California and pick up a load going up to Maine, and anywhere in between. Being on the road this long can really take a toll on you and your family. The way I always saw it was, this is a great job for somebody who's single because you could be out on the road as long as you want and you can make so much money just by being out on the road and never really having to come home if you don't have to. I was an over the road driver for just a few months and quickly realized that it wasn't something for me since I have a family. It wasn't something that I could keep up. One thing that I was grateful about with an OTR job was that I was able to take my son with me out for a couple of weeks and he got to see the country a little bit as well. That's something that I couldn't do with previous jobs that were local or regional. I mean, it was nice to see a little bit of the West Coast. I live in Ohio, but in the end, it really wasn't worth it. I'll just wait until I'm older, and then me and my wife can go and travel the country all we want. As an OTR driver, you don't really stop that much other than to fuel and stop for your 30 or your 10-hour break. You're typically only making a delivery or pickup about once, maybe twice a week. So to sum everything up, here's a comparison between local, regional, and over the road. So with local, you're home every night, pay per mile could be lower, and your hourly rate might be lower, but you have really good work-life balance, but you should expect some pretty repetitive routes. With regional, you're out a few days at a time, but you can expect to see more of the country and have more variety of what you can do where you can go. You still get home pretty regularly, but it's a little less predictable. And with OTR, you make the most money, but you're gone for a very long time. Long hours, long trips, and a lot of time out on the road. So let me know in the comments which one is right for your situation. Do you have a family and need to be home more? Or do you need to stack up some cash and you're okay with being gone for long periods of time? You really have to ask yourself what really matters most. What's nice about trucking is that you have a lot of options for any type of situation you might be in. So there you have it. Local, regional, over the road is completely up to you. But no matter which path you take, trucking in general is an amazing career and it's full of opportunities. So what choice will you make? Local, regional, or over the road? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe for more trucking content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.